Jimmy, you're able to see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, correct. We can see.
Okay. Uh, let let me just go through about the countries and the sanctions DB model. You can see the screen, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Here we have the countries table, which will have sanctions, and there is a mapping table for the countries and the sanctions. Uh, Country ID here and the details like country and the currency code 2, code 3, etc. fields are there. Along with the CAA required fields are also available here, like charge collection and holidays list, etc. And in the sanction, we also have sanction ID, and start date and the end date and other stuffs. And sanction adapters, which is having a relationship between the country and the sanctions. Yeah.
Um, just a moment.
Yep.
I think this is an old architecture for the countries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure, but like for example, like out of my head, the weekends, for example, it's I think it's multi-select. So, for example, cities. Um, so not all of them here should be bar chart.
And most of the fields should be removed. Is that that's what you're trying to explain?
Sorry, I
Uh,
didn't hear.
the unwanted fields has to be removed. That is what you're trying to explain us, is it?
No, not just the unwanted. Like there are a couple of things here. The type is different, and I mean there has to be a revision. I mean you need to match whatever here to the mockup because the mockup has been changed many times after this initial architecture has been done.
So you are saying public holidays is multi-select like that, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
as per the mockup. If you see the mockup now,
yeah, let me try.
country.
Sanctions.
Yeah, you can see here, for example, public holidays, weekends is a drop down, official languages is a drop down. So all of these are, a list, either static list or something like a date time calendar.
Yeah, hi Safan, this is Pramod. Yeah, like currently we started with the new modules. Like for example, contact was completely revamped. So we were working on those things and keeping these things aside because if you take airports, still the requirements were not freezed. So we were working on the new the freeze thing. So these multi-selectonal we will be working on it. We started working on it, so we will be changing accordingly for the multi-select things. We will keep separate tables for those things. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, I can show you contacts if you want. So similarly, we will be doing it. Just a second.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So if you see here, I have contact details. Okay. So there will be a category and the contact details will be mapping to the category. If you see the markup, there will be like a five different areas for us. Just a second. Okay. See, the top ones, right? Like airport authority, general information, immigration. So these things we made it as these things we made it as categories, and those things will be coming under this category. Like he can select multiple categories for the same airport, like that. So
Yeah.
that's why we kept this will be a parent table where we will not be touching anything. This will be a mapping table where we will be mapping for a same airport. We will be mapping like the number of categories which he filled, which he wanted to display, like which he created, and the airport will be like a mapped airport like this. So is this fine?
Yeah, yeah, no problem in that.
Yeah. So
As far as, I mean, you are checking the mock-up.
yeah. So similarly, we are working on others as well. Since they were already developed, so currently we don't want to disturb the functionality. So that's why we are working on the new things, and at the end of the day, like in the middle, we will take up those things.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, guys, I just want to add that not much has actually happened on the country wireframes. There haven't been that many updates, so we should always try to identify what is the latest wireframes and go off that, so you're not duplicating or wasting time. Yeah, it's very crucial that it's coordinated well, so that we do things in an efficient manner, and it's not duplicated and having to go back and correct it and then reintroduced again.
Okay. Yeah, sure, Jimmy. We will make a note of it, and we'll incorporate this in the upcoming sprints.
Shall we move to, we'll move to the country and the flight requirements, that is flight requirements of that country. Right?
So in the countries table, we will add some more mapping tables for public holidays and other things. Okay, weekends, official languages, and public holidays.
Yeah.
So in the sanctions, this is fine, right? I mean, we'll go to the sanctions part here.
Can we, can we have, in the same way we are putting the mock-ups, just put another icon for database diagrams, where I can see, double check all the back-end structure.
Okay, I will check that, Safwan, because in the Jira it was already available. So just we updated the link. So I will check, where we can store it and how we can give the access.
If it's only a screenshot, that's fine for me. I mean, like that. I mean, I can check the fields and the types.
Yeah, if it is only the screenshot, maybe the workaround would be in the wireframes only. We can add one more, the tab called database design. Then there we can add just a screenshot. That should serve the purpose, right?
Yeah. But you need to make sure in this case that it's always updated.
Okay, yeah, sure, Safwan. I'll make a note of it, and we will see how is the best way we can, present the data to you. Then, once it is updated, I will, update to the audience. I'll make a note of it.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Now we'll go to this country's flight requirements. So here is the mock-up. Like here, all these are single select, and when it comes to the country's flight requirements, country has got a flight requirements which is having a mapping table with the services and the flight categories are the must tables for country flight requirements. So this country flight requirements will be having three references, which is country ID, flight category ID, and the service ID. Service ID is through the services table, and the flight category is from the flight underscore categories table, and then the countries belongs to the countries table. Yeah, this is fine, right?
Sorry, this is I think it's is it Jimmy, this multi-select, right? Can you go back? Jimmy, here we can multi-select services or no?
We should, yes. We should be able to select multi-select.
Multi-select services. Same for flight category, right?
And same for flight category, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the options in flight category even includes a select all option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want Okay.
Okay, the thing is, flight category is also multi-select and the services also multi-select, right?
Right.
Okay, we'll
Correct.
change this accordingly. What through? Through is single select, right?
Through is
Which one? Yeah. Yes.
Through is a single.
Through should be single select. Yes.
Okay. And then we will go to and this like now the capabilities.
Typically you would combine the services based on the category and which way you're going to go, either vendor or CAA. Safwan, so you wouldn't have both.
yeah. Right.
CAA or vendor selected on the same capability.
Okay, I think the capabilities will take us to a new widget window which opens from the capabilities side. So I think that is fine. And then we'll go to this alerts part. Okay. Okay, now we'll go to this countries and the alerts part. Yeah, we have countries and the alert parts, start date, end date. The category would be selected here, and the type. These are, as you said, it's a multi-select, and we will change the diagrams. Probably we'll be changing the diagrams accordingly. The country and the alerts, which have also the country alerts is the mapping table between the alert ID and the country ID. Okay, here you have these four values like category, all, NOTAM, yes, and this, and in the type also you will have around 5 values. So this should be a multi-select, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay, next we will jump into.
If it's a multi-select, then remove the all, and just give us a select all option instead of an all display.
Okay, I will do.
Next we'll go to this documents part. And this airports is this leads to the airport model where similar to the capabilities taken to the airports part. Okay. Now we'll go on for documents. We'll go with the documents part here, and the same way you will have the document type and the countries. Here, countries belong with the documents. Document has got the document mapping table for documents, and the country will be a country has documents. So, so each country will be having the documents, all these, which is similar to that the documents which we had in the earlier stages for the aircraft and the stuffs. Same thing holds good here. I think the document type is again it's a single select here.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay. Now I think airport. Uh, we already went through with this the context part. I think airport contact did we already like Pramod also explained. And again for the airports with alerts is similar to that our country and the alerts which we had discussed. So I think here there again it's multi-select, right? So probably we'll be having
Right.
one more uh, part for that mapping table probably. No, whatever we discussed, like in the flight requirements and the alerts, like with respect to the multi-select, that will happen for the airport as well, right? It's the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. Even for that alerts also the same.
Right.
Yeah, I think almost the same. Yeah, here same. It's the design which speaks about. Here the same way. So airports and alerts will be having a mapping table with airport underscore alerts, and those two will be dependent. So these are this is our the multi-select part, and so this we will have to have a one more mapping table for this again. Okay. So anything else which would like to discuss with respect to the DP design?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so fun. We'll we have made a note of your input, so we'll incorporate that. Like as per the mockup, I think few tables has to be updated, so that we'll do it. And yeah, the link to the database design, like we'll see in how what best way we can provide so that everybody can have a look into it, and you can give us feedback whenever you go through it in a more transparent way. Yeah. So
Okay.
the next part is like we have started our sprint. I think last week. So the 2.5 days of the development is in progress. So basically, we have started with parallelly the country and the airport. So in the country, as of now, like last sprint only, we have delivered the edge grid implementation. So as of today, for the countries, display of the country, create, edit, row edit, and delete, and sanctions. So these are the parts are the developed and it is tested, and the QA team has found a couple of issues. So that is also parallelly the fixes going on. In the airport, we have started because in the create only there was a quite the requirement change, and there was a new fields were added. So API has to be updated for that. So for the airport, today we are only weather and NOTAMs is done. For the NOTAMs, still edge grid is pending, but yeah, NOTAMs data is coming. So yeah, these are the progress we made as of today. So Nitesh will walk through us on the modules because he has developed most of the part in uh, these two modules as of today. So I'm handing over to Nitesh.
Hi all, Nitesh here. In countries, we have implemented age grid for this one. We added this sanctions label, and we added nav charge issues extra field and nav payment and the weekends. And public holidays and official languages. First, I will go through create new. In create new, the mandatory fields are the country name, 2 ISO code, 3 ISO code, and the region. First, I will create one country. 2 ISO code is mine. And region is single select, and I will select some Asia. And when clicking on the save button, the confirmation pop-up will be appear. If I press yes, the country will be added here. When I click on the row, the read-only mode will be appear, and the details will be shown in read-only mode. When you click on the edit, these are all the pre-filled, and if you enter the currency code and click on save, the again pop-up will be appear for confirmation. When clicking on this, the country will be updated and the message will be appear. Yeah. The updated will be the save the fields will be updated, and I will move on the row edit. When clicking on row edit, it will be redirected to edit mode. Here you can edit anything like capital city is okay. When clicking on cancel, the pop-up message will be appear. It's saved and the message will be appear.
Guys, currently you're in full screen mode, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Or is this widget?
Yeah, it's in
Okay.
full screen mode, Jimmy.
Full screen mode. Now, when it's full screen mode, I just want to confirm that the direction that was agreed on is that all the sections would appear. Yeah. So right now you've got full screen mode, but you still got the tabs.
Jimmy, we are working that one. The full screen.
Yeah. So now, yeah, I know. I just want to confirm that this was agreed upon quite some time ago. That's all.
This one is the widget maximize. Full screen mode we are working.
Okay, so this is wizard. Okay, this is widget size. So, okay. Okay.
Okay. When you click on create new, and if you not done anything, and if you press cancel, then it will again read to the list page. And if you add anything something, or if you change anything, then if you click on cancel, then the pop-up message will be appear. And again we are moving to the. If I click on the delete button, then the confirmation message will be appear. If I click yes, then the country will be deleted successfully.
I just want to confirm that for the delete part, are you using the soft delete, right?
Yeah,
It's not hard delete. It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
like you are deleting the whole record from database.
Yeah. It's not deleted. It's not deleted from database. We added one
It's soft
the
delete.
field archive field. The archive field will be false. So we implemented
Okay.
software delete.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Now I will move on to the country sanctions. Here also we have implemented the AG grid, and when I click on create new, here from date and adapted by and either to date or UFN checks, both will be either two will be mandatory. It's from date it's prefilled to today's date, and I will select the United Nation and Afghanistan. And if I click on the tomorrow date in date, and here is the details, and I will do flight select, and if I click save, they again the pop-up message will be appear for confirmation. If I click on yes, then sanction will be saved, and here the details are to be stored. And if I click on here, it's a read to the read only mode. And if I click on edit here, you can edit it like if I click UFN, then the total will be erased. And if I click save, then this one is updated.
Are we missing a details, like a notes section? Can you go edit for me?
Yeah. If you click other section, then the notes will be appear.
Mm.
The notes will be for only the other parts. If you click
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Let me think about this.
Okay.
We might need a notes section regardless.
Okay. After going to if I click the area delete button, then the confirmation pop-up will be appear. If I click yes, then the data will be deleted. Okay. And we are, I think, United Nations. Here you can search ascending, descending order. You can do anything like normal AG grid functionality. So these are all done. These are all done in countries model. We have completed countries create, edit, delete, read only mode, and for country sections create, edit, delete, and read only mode. So this is all implemented till today. So if you have any feedbacks for these two parts.
The wide column to the right of adopters, what's the use of that? This wide space?
That is, we already looking into it, Jimmy. Like, we are working on it. So already QA team has raised the bug for it. So we are seeing how we can,
Okay.
trim that.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
next
Okay.
we will
Yeah, just on the notes section. Sometimes, so just click open for me again. Just go edit mode.
You want us to open a section again?
Yeah, just
Okay.
sanctions, whatever sanction you have open currently.
Open model.
Just go edit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So, okay. Other, please specify. That should just give you like a small box for you to create the definition as far as what the restriction is. But then the notes, I think the notes should be there regardless, because you might want to elaborate further. For example, I've got a travel ban on citizens. Maybe I need to elaborate which citizens or what nationalities. You know, so I think I need a notes box regardless. Yeah, to elaborate further on the restrictions, on the details. And as far as the other, comma, please specify, that should just open maybe like just a small box for you to define, you know, the descriptor of the details. And in either way, you can further define it in the notes or elaborate further in the notes. How does that sound? Safwan?
So you are saying by default the notes will be appear, right?
Correct.
Yeah, no problem. The other here, the other, as Jimmy said, the other is part of the details. The details here, which means
it just
that
opens up a blank box.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like small text box where you can add a new detail.
Descriptor.
Yeah.
Jimmy and Safwan, Manju here.
Yeah.
If you click, hi Jimmy. If you click other, please specify inside the gray box. Small.
Yep. Yes. We lost you.
Yeah. Yeah, we cannot hear you, Manju.
1 second. Are you audible now?
Yeah.
If you click on specify others, inside the gray box, we're putting small note box because that include to details.
Right.
Correct.
Default note next to other columns, sorry, other gray box, default note will come.
No,
Yes,
it's
so
always there will be.
Okay, default note is default.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So see how now when you tick others, do that note thing, that note box that appears when you tick others. Tick others for me.
So Kushal, click ಮಾಡಿ.
Tick. Yeah. Okay.
This comes.
See this. Yeah. Do you want me to talk or are you going to talk?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Okay, so this box that says others please specify, that will be just your default note box, so delete the others, and that will be your default. That will always be there regardless, okay? And
okay.
the other please specify, it just opens up just a brand new box, that's it.
Okay. Safwan, I have a doubt here.
Yes.
Hello. Safwan, inside, actually, I click on countries main tab. I select Afghanistan. Okay, inside the Afghanistan, I'm creating a sanction. Okay, on click, the adapted by, can I show all the countries or same countries?
Yeah, you can open. This is open list of all countries plus the
all countries.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
If the end date is ticked UFN until further notice, it should display UFN also in the table.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say as well.
The main grid.
Yeah.
It should display UFN now.
Jimmy, you want in the same sections or checklist also? In the checklist also, we are including that UFN.
Yeah, it makes sense to have, where a definition is included, to display that definition as well.
Okay, end date is UFN, UFN, right?
Yeah, until further notice. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Then we'll move to
In airports module, we have implemented weather subtask. Here, when you click on the weather tab, you will get the weather details, and here you have two buttons, one for download PDF and one for update. When you click on update, the data will be refreshed, and when you click on download PDF, the weather data will be downloaded to PDF. When you click on this PDF, here you can see the airport name, meter date, meter everything here.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, in the airport, just we have started with our development, and we are expected to make a good progress in next 3 days. So in the next review call, we will have a more the progress and the features to showcase to you.
Okay, guys.
And Safan, wait.
Hey, sorry, Manju. Jimmy, I updated all the airport modules in the expand collapse one. You've seen that one. If any changes,
Yes,
please let me know. I'll discuss with
yeah,
developers.
I think we're good. I think we're good at this stage, Manju.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
Okay, anything to add? And Safan, I need your help regarding that CA info.
CA info. Yes. I have a list. I have a list of the. I will send it now.
But yeah, please.
I will send it now. Yeah.
Okay.
And I finished the Manju. I finished the organization. I will send you also.
Yeah, please send me. Okay, please send me.
Yes. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Safwan, our development team has a few queries. They need your input and yours and Jimmy's input. Yeah, Bharat has a few queries. Give to Bharat.
Hi, Sapan. Bharat here.
Hi.
I have one in package offering. Open package services. Package offering. Create. In this create window widget, I given the package offering to this widget. But usually we are giving the general info to just create and read only mode.
Sorry, I didn't hear you well. May you repeat, please?
Hello.
Yes.
Here for create and read only mode, we are giving general info name to the all other modules. But here I can't give that one. This is the sub module, and already we have mentioned the general info to other modules, so it's getting duplicating.
No problem. I mean, this one is not. You can just enter while you are entering the package name. It can show here, for example.
I'll just say create new.
Yeah, just create new. I mean, it's.
Or just new, and then it's auto filled with the package name as you enter it, as Safwan is saying.
It's answered, Bharat.
So okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. checklist. Read only. Minimize window. In read-only mode, when we minimize the widget, we are displaying that widget name with that content name checklist name. But last time you said that remove the general info to this when we minimize. But we can't remove that general info widget because.
So you can't remove what? Can you? We're having trouble understanding you. Sorry.
Actually, that widget name is given by every widgets when we minimize.
But can you go back? Can you go back? Can you maximize? Yes, can you maximize it? So the name here, the checklist name here, it's called checklist-1. So this one should appear down.
Okay, we can use that name, full name with that general name.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't need general info. Just put the checklist name.
Okay.
Safan Kushal here.
Yeah.
Bharat is saying that he can't able to remove the general info when the user minimizes the widget.
Why? What's the challenge here? What's the problem?
Safan, let's consider one situation. We open same checklist in two tabs, one for general info and one for create new. And if I minimize both two, then the name will be duplicated, like checklist 1, checklist 2, but the type will be different. One widget will be for create mode and another will be in list mode. So that time the name will be duplicated. So that's why we kept the type like read-only mode or create list mode, like that.
No, the list. I mean, we should be able at any point of time to click on the menu on the left and open the list. Even from down below, you can just call it checklist. I mean, checklist list or checklist view. But when it comes to specific items like this, it's like normal tab. Like checklist 1, checklist 2, checklist 3. I mean, no matter how many widgets you open, it will always be like the info, and there is only one widget that should open for the list.
Okay, Safan, we will do. We'll make a note and I will do.
Yes, Safan, we'll make a note and we'll have a discussion and we will incorporate it.
Okay, thank you.
Clear. Category clear.
Yeah. Hi, Al. Like, I have one doubt in airports. Okay. Yeah, here we can see US partner agent. Okay, so thing is in airport we are not giving like we are not entering it manually. So I got a like information like we have to map it with the vendors. Like how this should be mapped. Like I have to click on that. How this should be mapped.
So this is from vendor profile. So I think we added this, Jimmy, to the capabilities, right?
Yeah, where is the profile itself? Is it vendor or capability? Can you go to the wireframes for vendor? It's either vendor or capability. I can't remember exactly which one, but one of them should have the ability for the user to profile or select, partner agent.
Yeah, that is in
probably
it makes sense. It makes sense on the vendor profile, to be honest. Although I can't remember exactly where it is now.
Yeah, this is that is there in vendors.
Okay. So when it's included in vendors, and that particular vendor has a capability at that particular airport, so then automatically the system displays the UAS partner badge at the top right-hand corner of the airport itself. There you go. Yeah, okay. So when you have an agent that's profiled with a yes UAS partner agent, and if that agent, as part of the capability, as part of its capabilities, services a particular airport, then within that airport profile at the top right-hand corner, a UAS partner agent badge should appear. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's basically for that particular, like for example, this vendor belongs to that particular country or some airport. So I have to show that, right?
Yeah, so because when you build a capability for an agent, now, for example, right now you've got one agent, right? In that agent's capability, you insert what airports they can accommodate or they can service, right? The moment a particular airport is inserted into an agent's capability, then that airport automatically gets the partner badge, UAS partner badge.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, and one more thing, like we have dropped the mail as well. So just for confirmation that for equipment details, so all the services which comes under GSC should be equipments, right?
Right.
Yeah. So if I am adding new services to the GSC category, it should also become an equipment, correct?
Sorry, say that again. If you're adding new what to the GSC? You're adding new equipment.
Yes, it should be an equipment, right?
Sorry, I lost you, but we have to get this really specific. Go through. Are you in the wireframes or are you in TMS? Go to capabilities in TMS.
Okay. Just
this is a capabilities question.
Yeah, here, okay, you can see equipments there. Okay, this equipment, what we got confirmation is that the GSC services comes under GSC category should be made as equipments. Good.
Right.
Yeah. So the main thing is, okay, I can create new service under the GSC category. Correct. So when I create a new service under GSC category, like that which belongs to GSC category, it should also reflect in the equipments list. Correct?
Yes. See, the thing here is that we have a category as GSE, a subcategory. So everything under GSE, we are considering these as equipments, not services.
Okay. Yeah.
So while we are creating something under GSE, it should automatically come under equipments drop-down.
Okay.
The thing here is that, Jimmy, do we need to remove it in this case from services here in capabilities?
Yeah, sorry, I was actually talking, but then I realized that my thing was on mute. Okay, so services. Okay, the moment I input GSC as a subcategory under service, that should then allow you to insert or select from the equipment grid the sub equipment or the details of GSC. So we can actually keep GSC under services, yeah, because as a service, ground service equipment. Oh, okay, great. But which equipment can they offer? The equipment that they can offer would then be profiled under the equipment grid itself. So maybe have equipment as inactive unless GSC is inserted under services. Yeah,
But
the
we
moment
don't.
GST is inserted.
Yeah, but Jimmy, we have a rule here. We are not selecting the categories and subcategories, right? Under services.
Yeah, that's right. We're not, are we? Okay.
So we can just remove the GSE and we just make it open.
Yeah, then
under
it has to be a
equipment.
standalone. Yeah. It has to be then just a standalone list in equipment.
Yeah.
So all the all the sub detail, all the subtypes of GSC, then it's just listed under equipment. So that's right. Okay. Yeah, no, it's a good point.
But yeah, the hierarchy itself, it's not a problem. I mean, there is no issues in services. It's already have a subcategory. But when it comes to capabilities, I mean, technically, we just need to isolate services from equipment. That's it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, here we have a doubt here. Like, no, when it comes to the CAA part in the countries, we have something like official languages is a drop down, and again, the public holidays is a calendar event, a calendar part. Will this be any master data sort of thing for the official languages and the public holidays, or is it the user enter who enters it?
So there
So
are
official languages.
Yeah.
Okay, go Safwan.
I'm just talking that there are a couple of resources. I mean, you can check on the net, but the problem is with public holidays. I checked some of them; they are not accurate.
Right.
So
I'm not sure. Maybe timeanddata.com has something very good, but it's a paid API. But whatever other things like official languages, weekends, I think it's not very changeable. I mean, we can get static lists for both, but when it comes to public holidays, it's I'm not sure if it's frequently changing.
So you mean to say official languages will have to be some sort of master data, which is a list of languages, and then they choose among those, is it?
Yeah.
Safwan, I'm actually thinking of removing public holidays. It's one of these items that may change from year to year. May add, the dates could change slightly, and it's one of those items that profiling becomes it's inaccurate. You know, I actually think of getting it removed.
No, I mean, this is why. I mean, depending on an API would help us here.
Yeah, if we can get an API that's accurate enough, but again, it's questionable. Okay, guys, we'll talk about it internally and we'll come back to another.
Okay, so related to the public holidays, you're going to come back to us whether to use the APIs, which probably will have a paid version sort of thing. Otherwise, you will be planning to remove it. That is what the part is. Point number one.
Yes.
And the official languages would be a list of languages which are there in the world, and it will be something sort of master data. And from that master data, you are going to pick up any one of the languages, or maybe two languages in that. Like say South Africa might be having 3 or 4 languages, so A comma B comma C comma D. So similar to weekend, the same way the official languages would appear, right?
Correct.
Okay, okay. So that should be fine then. One more thing, we are we'll be waiting to hear from you on the public holidays part, and then we will move to sanctions.
Okay.
We have one doubt here. Clarification would be required. Is there any uniqueness in this data which we enter here? Like say from date to date, adopted by, the details parts are there. How do we differentiate between one sanction and the other sanction which is getting created for the same country? Should we include any name for
The
this?
same country.
Yep.
Mm.
Should we include a name for
It's
this?
no, you don't need a name.
Okay.
It's the backend ID, right? Like once you create a sanction, you'll create a backend ID for a sanction.
Sorry?
Is this how you are profiling?
Yeah,
like once you are creating
yes,
a
it gets
sanction,
created. Sanction. There's a table by sanction. The ID gets created. That is
so,
there. But
so the differentiation, the differentiation between two, it will be like per field. For example, the from, to date, adopted by, details. I mean, there has to be no duplicates. So it's like any other like alerts, for example. In alerts, also it has from, to, date. But yeah, I mean, you cannot say here that okay, how we can differentiate, but you can double check that there is no duplicates. I mean, the details itself will tell us that okay, this is a sanction, this is a different sanction.
you mean to say the uniqueness should be the multiple combinations, like from date to date, if the same from date, if the same to date, and if the same adopted by, and the details are there, then it should not. All the combination of this should not be repeated. Right?
Yeah.
And the same way for alerts also.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna look further into this and come back to you.
With respect to sanctions.
Sanctions. I need to look. There's actually a website with the all the UN Security Council's approved sanctions, and it's actually a list. So there's I think there's something we can do here.
Okay, so and in this there is one more thing. The default, the notes should appear. Even if we check the checkbox others or not, the notes should be there.
Correct.
Yep. Okay, so it's the only one note, or the two notes, like here we need to some clarification. When you
just one note box.
Only one note box.
One note box.
Okay, so when you click on other, what is the event?
A field, a box should appear to the right of specify.
Okay, fine. So you mean to say something like whatever they type with saying other, that should appear there. Okay, so for example,
just a small, just a box that allows you to.
Okay, and so the same way for the alerts also, the duplicate part, you're going to come back to us on the sanction duplications and the alert duplications.
No, the alerts is not an issue. The alerts is not an issue. An individual would just browse through the alerts.
Let me come back to the alerts.
That's fine. It doesn't need a specific header or a specific title, or that's from an alert point of view. And to a certain extent, not even sanctions, but I think there is a way to differentiate, because you might actually have a number of sanctions with slightly different details. So it could be the almost same kind of sanction, but some countries are adopting it in certain different ways. So, and the validity could even be the same, you know, or commencement date could be the same with small alterations in the details. So, so that would rule out this duplication where the commencement date, adopters, or what have you. So you in other words, you may have duplication, and we may need to actually allow duplicate. But anyway, let me get back to it now. I'll get back to it now.
Okay, so regarding the sanctions duplicate part, we will be getting back to us. And when you say, when you see the alerts part here, so you have the same start date and the end date and the category and the type and the nodes. Yeah, this should not allow the same alert. I mean, one more alert with the same start date, with the same end date, with the same category and the type. That's what here you mean to say, is it?
No, we should, because you may have a huge alert that needs to be broken down into certain different items.
Okay.
This is what I was saying, that you know, it's not an issue on the alert side.
Okay.
Because the problem is here with the alerts, you are actually dictating the nature of the alert in the notes.
Correct. So even if the same value which is there with one more alert type, I mean that should be fine. The same start date, the same end date, the same category, and the same type. That should.
But the nature of the alert is different in the notes, so therefore, you know,
correct.
You can't cancel out two alerts simply because they share the same start date and date.
So can we just to differentiate, can we keep uniqueness with respect to the nodes? No. I think
you can just you know, alert number 1, alert number 2, alert number 3. You know, if you need a key field, you know, a master key field or something like that that differentiates one alert from the next.
Something like alert.
You know, have a sequential number from 1 all the way down.
No, that's there in the database. But fine, when we differentiate here, we will say alert description.
From a display point of view, yeah, I know.
We have something like alert description or alert name, something like that here, so that we can just have a description. I mean differentiation.
Fine. Okay. Give us an alert name. Okay. Understood. Just give us an alert name. Alert name field.
Okay. So the same way I think
on top of commencement.
So it's not needed here. See, what you can do, just put the notes like abbreviated, like just like truncated. You don't need to put the full notes inside the table. Just put it truncated. I mean, mostly in the most cases, two alerts will have 2 different notes.
2 alerts.
Should do, yeah.
2 differentiate notes.
I mean, you don't need to, like, you can auto-generate labels. You can say country alert 1, country alert 2, but it's not needed. I mean, it's redundant. I mean, you can just put the notes, which is truncated, and we can, I mean, go there. I mean, inside the note to check. Inside the alerts, I mean, to check the notes itself.
So in general, there is no uniqueness. Like now, it can have the same, and the differentiation with the notes will be the key for alerts. So while
you can say that
as it's the user driven, I mean, they can just differentiate by the notes, whatever they try to give it.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
And more importantly, the system needs to differentiate differentiate via reference to the notes. Later on in the trip planning, you'll see that the system is required to check these alerts and check the notes section for any keywords or anything like that. So as long as the system can differentiate via reference to the notes section.
Something like, you know,
while it's doing the feasibility checks.
Okay, we will see like, you know, if it can have what you said, like auto-generated names for that, so that just to differentiate, so that, you know, when it comes to the TMS part, I think that can give you the information for that, right?
Fine. Okay. Look at all possible options, please.
Sorry.
Look at all possible options.
Yeah, we will try to check out some options here. I think
Discuss it internally. Yeah.
Sure. We'll do that. Sure. And the same way sanctions, you're going to come back to us and on the duplicate part. So I think that should be fine for us.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else from our side?
Thank you.
Kushal has some clarifications.
Hi, Safan.
Hi.
Safan, you told we need to restrict GAC under services for capabilities, right?
Yeah, just remove that section.
But in
while we
assignment,
are under capabilities.
but in assignment settings also we will come across the services. Should we restrict the GAC for that also?
Sorry.
In assignment settings, we'll come across services. Okay.
Assignment settings. Yeah. Okay.
Should we restrict the subcategory GAC for that also?
No, because in assignment settings, you're just selecting the services, or the sub-services that you would delegate to, or you would assign that particular team. So no, there's no need for that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks, Safan.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I will make a note of all your feedback, and I think few of the points are we need a input from you. That one maybe we can discuss in the next our visibility call. So I'm going to send out MOM after the meeting. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for the meeting. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.